And over 2 octaves I can write any harmony, and over 2 octaves I can sing just about any melody. Now, one of the biggest problems with writing melodies, by the way, and I'll use my favorite example of this, the Star Spangled Banner happens to be an octave and 3 notes wide. And that octave and 3 notes wide is more than the average person can sing. The average person can sing 1 octave, 7 notes. You've got 7 notes or 12 chromatic notes, and that's it. So here we write a Star Spangled Banner that everybody in this country has to sing, that's wider than any human being can sing. So it's not, like the French got, you can say what you want about the frog-eating French. But I'll tell you something, that national anthem that they wrote is perfectly singable by any mere mortal. And it's actually quite lovely because at times it goes from major into minor and then switches back to major. It's a lovely tune that people can sing. If I were to change the national anthem here, I would change it to the Woody Guthrie song, My Land Is Your Land, or I would change it to God Bless America. Because those 2 songs are only 1 octave and 1 note wide, and all of us can sing that with no problem at all. So, this Herculean monumental task of 3, 1, 3, 5, 3, 1, 3, 5, 1. It starts right off with the major chord. 5, 3, 1, 3, 5, 1, and it goes with 3, 1, 3, 2, 1, blah, blah. So you're going an octave and a third, right out the gate. And then it goes a little bit higher, goes up 1 more note, and that's the note that most singers crash on. 4, 5. Yeah, so now we have an octave and a half. And if you ever heard Roseanne sing that, you can see what happens.
She was grabbing her balls.
Well, she's got them. And the thing is that she didn't get together with the people beforehand to find out that she only has a 1 octave range, because I worked with her. She can sing from G to G. So they're playing it in the key of C, which starts in the lowest note of the song, is in the middle of her vocal range. And then it goes up an octave and a half beyond what she can sing, so she just at a point starts screaming. She was told before she went out there that she could do a comedy. She said, I'm a comic, right? And they said, yes. Okay, so she went out there to do it as a rapper. That's why she was grabbing her crotch. She wanted to do it as a hip-hop rap thing. And the thing is, it was just so out of control that it got to be embarrassing for her. But the point is that many years later, Roseanne came to San Francisco and came to my store to see if I could help her with some vocal coaching to teach her to sing. And the first thing we did is I sat down and played the Star Spangled Banner, and she went, "How do you do that?" I go, "Honey, you must face your fear. We're going to do this, and I ain't got time to fool around. We must face our fear." So here I'm going to show you the first thing that went wrong is they didn't find out where your voice was. So we sat down and we played up and down the piano, and I found out where her voice was. And I rearranged the song so it would fit within her vocal range. And
how do you find your vocal range?
Well, what I did is, it's good. When you are making a sound, open your mouth and relax and make the deepest sound you possibly can. That is not the lowest note that you can support with air. You can force yourself, your voice, to be lower than it should be. And so that's not your lowest singing note. But the way you can do it is do this simple exercise where we go, yeah, yeah. And when you go down to that bottom note, you put your hands, just watch me, put your hands on your diaphragm, and you go, yeah. When you get to the bottom note, you go, and you hear how my voice came up? Yeah. That's the lowest note my voice can support. See, when I'm pushing the air out, it forces my voice up to the note that my lungs and my head can support. Because I can force it lower, I can relax and force it lower, so I'm singing deep down in the sea, but I can't get the vocal support. So I go deep down in the sea, that would be the lowest note. So I find that I match that on the piano, and then I take a little star, and I put it on the piano. How hard is that? So I know that if I go past that star, I'm hitting a note that your
You can't hit.
your wind bag can't support. Okay? Then we go in half step. Now right here you see I still can kind of talk in this, but now I go any farther, you can hear stress in my voice. So I'll take it up, and again, people can sing higher than they should. They try to go falsetto, and then, get up here and try to sing like this. And you can hear the stress, like their voice. Okay? So what you do is you just pull it down until you hear the stress go away. So, highest note I can sing. If I go any higher, but I come down here, or here would be better, and now you can hear more of my natural tone. La, 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 la. Okay, so then I got the highest note where there's stress. I come just below the stress level, take a gold star, stick it there on my piano. And I look at the piano and I see I got a star here and a star here. So what I do is you come to take vocal lessons, that's your bandwidth. You can't sing any lower than that, you can't sing any higher than that. I don't know what key you're in. It really doesn't matter, because different songs come in different keys and they have different bandwidths. And what I do is I take a piece of music and I look at the music and I see, oh, the lowest note in this piece of music is the number 5. 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 1, 2. And I go, oh, and the highest note is 3. So I go from 5 up an octave to the high 3, and I take that bandwidth of that song and I move it around, slide it around until the highest note of the music doesn't go over this star, and the lowest note of the music doesn't go under that star. So if I have the highest note and the lowest note, which is the bandwidth of the song, and I move it around until they match your voice, then I look to see where 1 is. And whatever note it's pointing at, that's the key we're going to sing it in. See what I mean? Now you as a singer have an opportunity to actually sing that song. If I went 3 notes higher or 3 notes lower, then you'd be going off the end out of your bandwidth. And that is the number 1 problem that everyone in the world has with working with singers. A lot of singers don't sound good because musicians go out and buy music. They learn to read music by rote. They read the music in whatever key it's written in. Because George Harrison sung it in that key, you're going to sing it in that key. Now the fact that he can sing falsetto and you can't, who cares? The band doesn't care. And they try to get you to be, George Harrison. Well, where's Paul? Paul McCartney, he has no balls. That guy can sing way up into the stratosphere with a beautiful falsetto.
Big balls.
Who the hell can get that? Who can get that? Higher, 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 higher. Who can do that, right? So the idea is to find out what the bandwidth of your vocal instrument is, and then take the bandwidth of the music and match them, and then find out what key that lands on. And whatever key that lands on, that's the key we would sing it in for you. Now, if Angel wanted to sing it, I'd probably have to move it up. Or if I wanted to sing it, my voice is lower than yours, I'd have to move it down. But the point is, I would look for the lowest note in the music, I'd look for the highest note in the music, and I would make that fit the bandwidth of your voice. So now we're playing it in whatever. Now here, this brings up this whole issue of, I have to learn to transpose. And no matter what the music is in front of me, the music in front of me might be in the key of E flat, but your voice needs to hear it in the key of C. So I got to look at that music in the key of E flat and play it on the piano in the key of C. So while I'm looking at the music, I'm transposing it into another key on the fly, so you can sing the song. There's the problem. Now most people don't learn transposition for at least the first 10 years of their music lessons. They study music for 9, 10, 15 years before the teacher gets around to teaching them transposition. And they always do the transposition with A, B, C by hand, every note, note for note, like an Irish monk with a little brandy sitting around in the dark with a candle, writing out the score again. Or you go on the internet and you go to some website and you go, it's got all the music in different keys, and you try to buy the music in the key that fits your voice. Then someone else comes along who wants to sing with you, and you want to start putting harmony parts, and it doesn't fit theirs. So now what we have to do is find out where their bandwidth is, where yours is, where they overlap, and see if we can fit the song in a place which will compromise both of you. See what I'm getting at?